Hey everybody, welcome back to the EMH. This is your host Bailey, and get ready for Never Forget Math Lessons number 4. We're taking a little bit of a deeper dive into the liquidity pools. All right, quote of the day. The essence of math is not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. All right. And guys, what was really cool was last lesson I did. I got a lot of positive feedback from it. I was like, whoa, this is a first for me, positive feedback. That's crazy. And I think a lot of people developed a little more of an understanding of how the liquidity pool works, how the constant product formula works, and where this supply shock and this real price appreciation is going to come from. And so there were some community members that wanted to see a little more of that and a little more with like the graphing calculator and whatnot. So we're going to try to make even more complex, crazy things simple today. All right, and we're going to get a little excited, guys, because there's some FOMO going on. We are on the precipice of our parabolic ascent. We are like right there, and it's really exciting that any moment this price action could really start picking up like really good momentum. All right, and so I wanted to just kind of share with you guys today like what some of those prices could potentially look like in the future. If you decide to invest in Elephant Money. Now, obviously, nothing in this video is financial advice. You're always going to do your own research. I mean, why are you listening to some chump on the internet? I mean, come on. All right. This is just mainly for some educational research around how these liquidity pool works and how the mathematics behind this Elephant Money protocol is going to work. All right, because we noticed, guys, in our last lesson, Mike Dre had referred to this as math money. Okay, the most fundamentally sound protocol in all of DeFi, any blockchain, anywhere. So just to review last lesson, guys, if you pulled a Stuckman and didn't watch the whole thing, basically, guys, we introduced this constant product formula where it's X times Y equals K. And that allows you to find the combination of all of your tokens in that particular liquidity pool. Okay. And a few other things that were really important was how the liquidity pools distribute the value in them. And the value is always 50-50 in the liquidity pool. Okay, which means, guys, that the amount of BNB and the amount of Elephant token, the values are equal to each other. Okay, and you can always get here, if you look at Bog Finance, it'll tell you what the liquidity pool is. You divide that by 2, and half of that value is Elephant, the other half is BNB. Okay, and that's how we figured out, guys, what the ticker symbol would read or how much the Elephant token price would be going for. And all we did was we took the value of the Elephant token, which was half the liquidity pool, and then we divided it by the number of tokens, okay, to get price per token. And very commonly, guys, when we talk about Elephant Money and we talk about how there's so many tokens, that the numbers can get pretty big and cumbersome. So a lot of times we refer to the price as like price per million tokens. And so as of last week, we were hovering around that like 8.6 cents per million. Okay. All right, now guys, if we take a look of how we've been doing, all right, so the past like week or so, we have been traveling down this constant product curve, okay? And that is a very good thing, all right? Because what that means is more Elephant token is leaving the pool and more BNB is entering the pool, okay? Now, our price of Elephant token is always subject to the price of like BNB, okay? So if like BNB goes up, that's naturally going to pull the price of every single Elephant token up. And when BNB goes down a little bit, that actually makes all the elephant tokens a little more affordable to be able to purchase. Okay, but that price is kind of tied to BNB price. All right, but if you take a look, guys, that we are slowly and steadily kind of making a lot of progress, moving down that constant product formula curve. Okay, and one thing to notice, guys, is that you have to be a little bit patient with Elephant Money, because it's going to take a lot of volume to make these moves, you know, because our liquidity is so deep. There's so much value in here. And that's a huge, huge strength. But it's a little bit, you know, you have to do a little bit more methodical, because it just takes a lot of value to move down. But things are going to get a lot quicker, because FOMO is going to be kicking in, guys, because, you know, any second now, we are going to really start to see that sharp price appreciation. All right, so guys, what are we going to do today? That's a little new. All right, we're going crazy here. Okay, we're doing a little you know, Karnak the Magnificent. However, we are actually backed by mathematics. All right, so we're going to be able to make kind of informed decisions on the future price of these elephant tokens. Okay, and the longer, guys, that this protocol is up and running and people are investing into it, Bertha just keeps prospering, and she is just going to be plowing down these elephant tokens, along with everybody that is buying and dragging these elephant tokens out of the liquidity pools. All right, and we're going to see today, guys, that it might be good to hold on to them for a while. You know, so maybe keep them out of this pool, you know, if you could, and you'll see what happens here. All right, but so basically, guys, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be using this graph, and this is the constant product formula graph that shows you the curve, or the combination of all the elephant token and BNB tokens for this particular liquidity pool. As people buy more and more elephant and take that out, you're going to be able to get the corresponding amounts of BNB that will be in the pool that needed to replace those elephant tokens and whatnot. And so just remember, guys, that the value of BNB is going to equal the value of the elephant tokens in the liquidity pools. All right. So last lesson, what we did was we took that total liquidity that Bogged Finance gave us, and we divided it by 2 to get like how much the elephant was worth. All right, this time, guys, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be finding the amount of BNB that's in the pool and the amount of BNB, and we'll find the value of that BNB, and that's going to be the same as the value of the elephant tokens. Okay. Now, we're going to then also be able to, guys, after that, once we have the value of the BNB, which is going to be the same as the value of the elephant tokens, we'll be able to do that value divided by the number of elephant tokens that remain in this liquidity pool. And that's going to be able to show us the price per token. And then we'll also convert that to price per million tokens to get that little more friendlier number to work with. All right. And guys, the thing that's going to be that you have to remember for this particular lesson is that I'm going off the current BNB price. Okay, so from last week to this week, BNB's fallen a little bit. It was around 325, 330. Today, as time of this recording, it's around $310. All right, $310.06. That's what I'm going to be using for the price of BNB for all of these predictions and estimates. Okay, but again, that would go up quite a bit or down depending on how the price of BNB fluctuates. All right. Okay. All right. So guys, pretty crazy stuff here. I'm going to be finding, ooh, look at all this, future prices depending on how many tokens are in this liquidity pool. All right. Nutty. All right. So guys, here's the Desmos, desmos.com is a free graphing calculator that I use for a lot of things. And what we're going to be doing is using this, and I set this up already where I have our number of BNB tokens on the x-axis. All right. That's called like the independent variable. All right. BNB. And then the dependent variable on the y-axis here, if you guys are math or science people, is the number of elephant tokens. All right, because the number of elephant tokens and the value of elephant tokens, specifically the value, is going to depend on the number of BNB tokens and everything. All right, so guys, right now, as of this morning, okay, what I did was I created this constant product formula graph by doing that X times Y. Now, if you just stumbled upon this and you're like, dude, what are you talking about? Check out my math lesson number 3 video for a more like beginner's approach to this. But we have the number of BNB in the pool this morning, and we were at 132 trillion elephant tokens. And when we multiply those together, that's that X times Y equals K formula. And that allows us to get this K, which is our constant value that will stay consistent in this formula, in this equation. And that's like 4.88 and times 10 to the 18th power. It's a huge constant, all right? But that's the constant we're going to use in the formula, okay? And then all I'm going to do, guys, is then graph it. So I would just type X times Y. All right, those are our variables, okay? The amount of BNB and the amount of elephant tokens will be changing or varying as time goes on. You know, people are buying and selling and taking from the liquidity pool. All right, but it's the product of those, the multiplication of those is always going to equal this big value here, okay? And that gives us, guys, this graph right here. And if I were to just click and hold on this graph, I would be able to see all of these combinations of BNB and elephant token in the particular liquidity pool, okay? And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to be able to pick certain values of the elephant token and be able to see how much BNB would have to be in the pool to match up with that particular number of elephant tokens that remain. Okay, so for instance, guys, our very first one we can look at is right here. Okay, so this morning we had roughly 132 trillion elephant tokens. Okay, so if I have 1 times 10 to the 14th power, that's 100 trillion. All right, so if you go up to about 120, 132 trillion is right here. And all you do, guys, is you would create an equation, and I'll open that up for you. And the equation was Y, or the number of elephant tokens, equals 132 trillion. All right, and I had the exact value there that Bogged Finance showed me that was in the liquidity pool. And you just say Y equals that. It's going to draw you a horizontal line through every X point that has that particular Y value. And we click where it crosses our curve, okay? And as of right now, guys, that liquidity pool is going to have that 36,957 like BNB in it, okay? And here's what I did, guys. All right, I took that BNB total, and the BNB total is going to be equal to the elephant total, okay, for the monetary value goes. Okay, that's how liquidities pools work, the 50-50, okay? So all I did is, if you take a look over here, so I took the amount of BNB that was in the pool, and I multiplied it by the value of BNB at the current price. All right, and this fluctuates, it's volatile, so it fluctuates throughout the day, but right now it's about $310. And I then divided that by the number of elephant tokens. Okay, so this gives me the value, the dollar value of BNB in the pool. And because the liquidity pools work where the BNB and the elephant are always the same value, so the elephant value is the same thing as that one, okay? And you divide that price per elephant token, and we get this value right here, okay? And that's the value that you see typically on the ticker symbol, okay? But they have, instead of scientific notation, they have like all those zeros in front, like 0, 0, 0, 0. It's like little tricky to read, Okay. And what you can do is you take that price per elephant token and multiply it by 1,000,000 to get price per million. All right. And that's kind of how a lot of us kind of talk about the price of elephants, like per million. So right here, guys, as of today's recording, the price of elephant is about 8.6, 8.7 cents per million. Okay. And that's because the BNB is a little down today compared to how it's been like the last week or so. Okay. If that BNB just goes up, we're like right back in the 9-cent range. Okay. FOMO zone. All right. So we're right there, guys. It's pretty awesome. Okay. So that's how you're able to figure out future prices as well. Okay. So I'm going to close this one up. And let's say if we continue to march down and we continue to get this amazing, buy to sell ratio that we have been getting, all right, the herd's doing their part. More people are discovering the magic of this again. And say if we get down to 130 trillion, okay, so 2 trillion tokens leave the liquidity pool, okay? So I drew my little horizontal line here, y equals 130 trillion. Okay, and then even more BNB would have to be put in the pool to get those 2 trillion tokens out. And the amount of BNB sitting in the pool now, instead of that 36,900 number, would be 37,562. All right, so hey, I know now how much the elephant tokens are going to be worth. Going to be worth the same amount as what that BNB is worth. Okay, so again, guys, you can do the amount of BNB times the price of the BNB. Okay, now this price, again, you can, if you did this on your own someday, you could change this price to whatever the price of the BNB is. And you can divide that by the 130 million tokens now. Okay, and if we did that, guys, with the current price of BNB, okay, notice how we're pretty much right at, and on the next slide, I round this about 9 cents per million tokens. Okay, and that's at that 310 mark for the BNB. All right, so just a little more tokens, and then we're really at that 9 cents mark, because I think BNB is probably, definitely in the future is going to appreciate, because hey, this is like one of the best protocols in all of DeFi. It's on this blockchain. There's going to be demand to interact with that blockchain. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can kind of find some of these predictions going forward, guys. Now, what I did, and I did that and I repeated that process, and I will link this in the video description, but I also did for 125 trillion and 120 trillion to kind of see what this price action is going to look like as we keep buying and buying and we move down this curve in that BNB liquidity pool. Okay, so I was able to just kind of pick, some values for the trillions, go over and find the corresponding BNB value. Okay, and on this slide right here, all right, I basically just kind of repeated that process that I showed you of finding that BNB value, multiplying it by that price of BNB, and then dividing by the number of tokens. Okay, so right now, this is kind of like today's price. We're hovering around right here. All right, if we go down to 130 trillion, we'd be around 9 cents per million tokens. All right, if we make it to 125 trillion tokens, all right, we'd have 39,000 BNB in here. Okay, so now we're like creeping up closer to 10 cents, okay, per million. And say if we make it to 120 trillion tokens in the liquidity pool, now we're about 10.5 cents per million. Not bad. And that's at this price here for the BNB. Okay. Now I didn't stop there, guys. I was like, all right, let's keep going. Let's kind of see, because, one of the things that we want to do is, you know, prove a point, right? I'm going to show the world how amazing Elephant Money is, all right? How the power of mathematics driving this protocol is going to be so strong, all right? And that power of mathematics comes into play with Bertha, the incentive for holders to hold long term, and these amazing graveyard and liquidity pool strategy rebalances to continually build value in this, okay? Now, I will say, guys, all of these estimates here are underestimates, because the way the protocol works is it's going to constantly be putting portions of token from taxes and graveyard rebalances into locked liquidity. So that curve is going to continue to move outward a little bit because there's going to be more tokens in, okay? And because that's going to be moving outward a little bit, it just deepens the amount of BNB that's eventually going to be captured and soaked up in this liquidity pool. Okay, because remember that constant buy pressure from Bertha. She's not going to stop. She's Terminator, right? Like, she doesn't care. She's just buying and buying and buying. Okay, no matter what. All right, so guys, yeah. So let's take a look, guys. I'm going to turn that off. What about if we get down to the 110 trillion and 100 trillion? Okay. Yes. All right. So we also have some values here. Okay. 50 trillion. Whew, 50 trillion. Remember how we had to go way out? Almost 100,000 BNB. Okay. If you remember that from we were at there for the math lesson number 3. Okay. So what would the prices look here? You know? So let's check it out. Got that calculated. All right. So guys, for right here. Okay, so if we get down to just 110 trillion tokens, now right now we're at 132. So 110 trillion, all right, we're going to be looking at 12.5 cents, all right, per million elephant. And again, guys, that's at this BNB price. All right, right here, guys. All right, we're looking at a little more than 15 cents per million. And that's if we get to that 100 trillion mark in this BNB liquidity pool. Okay, and then going all the way over, guys, we're going to go all the way over to that 50 trillion mark, and that means that these 50 trillion tokens are worth the same amount as this BNB. And all right, guys, now we're getting somewhere here. All right, and we're going to be at 60 to 61 cents per million elephant token. Okay, so that's about from here. If you think about right now, we're at like an 8 cent, 9 cent range. All right, so this is like right here when we get down to 50 trillion, we're looking at like a ×8, you know, return so far. We don't stop there. Trust me, we don't stop there. And another thing, guys, to just make sure you understand this is that you're constantly getting reflections as well. So not only is the price appreciating on all of these tokens, you're gaining more actual tokens as well, okay, from the dividends, from the reflections of the transactions, buying, selling, and all that. All right, so it's pretty amazing. All right, so I got a little ambitious here and like, hey, this is DeFi. Yes, I know everyone wants to get all their profits in like a week. But what if you have some patience with this, like something that's actually built to last, a system that, actually rewards you for holding something, and holding something longer term, and say if you have the patience to, kind of chill and wait and see if, Bertha gets to 25 trillion tokens remaining, so she's eating up some of those tokens along with everybody else. Everyone's FOMOing in. All right. And we can get all the way down to 25 trillion tokens. Woo. Now look where that takes us. Now, I heard an interview with BT. It might have been an older AMA, I'm not sure, but he was talking about, being the biggest, and baddest protocol on the Binance Smart Chain. And we would be like the primary holder of the protocols or the smart chains like BNB. Like we're just going to be gobbling up all this BNB, and it's going to be owned by the Elephant Money protocol. All right, and look how this is like doing. And because at this point in time, Bertha is like firing on all cylinders. Like people are coming back for the 205% yield on the pegged $1 trunk token and everything. It's gonna just be awesome. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So 25 trillion, guys, in this liquidity pool, we're going to be worth that much. And then I was like, hey, dude, like, what if, we hold on for a long time and 5 trillion is left in that liquidity pool, so the majority of the Elephant token is now owned by Bertha and by the long-term holders of Elephant. And, this token is starting to dry up a little bit. And get your glasses on, guys, because like you got to scroll out a long way, but I'll show you what that looked like. So you have to go all tons where we go, and you got to find where this 5 trillion actually connects with this curve. Where is it? Where are we? I don't know. I gotta keep going. Here it is, right here. Woo. Yeah, guys, it's like 5 trillion tokens. There's gonna be like close to like 1 million BNB in here. It's a lot. It's pretty good. And that number of tokens, 5 trillion tokens, is worth 1 million BNB. Ooh. Okay, what does that look like math-wise, right? Yikes. All right, let's check it out, guys. So, okay, so that first one there, guys, is say if we get down to 25 trillion tokens. So 25 trillion tokens would be worth around that 195,000 BNB. And if we do the math out for that one, guys, we're looking at about $2.42 per million elephant tokens. And if you do the that price divided by the price that we're at today for 1 million, we're looking at about a 28x on your elephant tokens that you hold today. Okay, now remember, you're gaining more as well. Okay, so like that's not your profit, that's just the price appreciation of the current elephant token amount that you have right now. Okay, and that's this, when this protocol starts popping off, like the price of BNB is going up too. So it's like, woof, I mean, this is like a vast underestimate of what's happening here. But you can just kind of see like the potential through like the mathematics behind it. It's really insane. All right, and then that last one, guys. All right, so if we get all the way down to 5 trillion tokens, okay, 5 trillion tokens. All right, we're close. All right, we're very close to that million mark in BNB. Okay, so right there, it's 976,000 BNB in there. So I multiplied that by that $310, and that amount is equal to 5 trillion elephant tokens. Okay, so you divide that, and we're looking at $60.56 per million token. Okay, per million elephant tokens. And again, guys, if you just divide the price that we're at today by that value, you're looking at a times 700, so a 700x. All right, so remember how people are talking about, oh, you can get like a 10x or a 100x. If you're patient with this thing, guys, yeah, maybe a little more than that. You know what I'm saying? And so all of the math, guys, behind that, so I put that here in this in the graph for you guys. So I'll link this so you can play around with it, but you can just open it up and you'll be able to see, you know, where that math comes from. So I have the number of BNB that matches up with the number of elephant token. I found that from the graph, just kind of drawing that horizontal line over and then finding it on the graph, multiply by the price of BNB to get the dollar value, and then divide by the number of elephant tokens to get price per token. Okay. And then if you multiply by that 1 million, you could get the price per million elephant tokens. Okay. And then you could just kind of see right here, you know, that I did that price. I rounded it a little bit, divided by our current price. So we're looking at, you know, close to that 700x value. Plus, remember, you're also accumulating tokens, additional tokens on top of what you already have. So pretty amazing stuff, actually. And, you know, I had fun playing around with this because it's like, ah, man, like, you know, if only this protocol wouldn't be drained by all the big whales. Oh, maybe it won't, you know, let's see. All right, so guys, so final thoughts on this. Now, remember, I'm a chump on the internet, you know, it's not financial advice. You do your own research and all that stuff. But my, you know, little world, massive upside to elephant, especially if you hold long term. All right, hey, a 2x, a 3x, whoopity doo, you know, like a Scott Hall little, you know, hey, you know, big deal, right? Like you hold this, guys. You don't, you know, you don't get the itchy trigger finger. All right. You know, now these estimates I showed you are going to undershoot the value. Okay, since the LP keeps growing. All right, the LP keeps growing, which means there's going to be more and more BNB value being able to be held by this liquidity pool over time. So that's just going to increase the value and the potential of this and allow this to even scale further than just the liquidity pool value that it's at right now. All right. Remember, guys, that not only does the price appreciate, but the number of tokens you hold appreciates through the reflection system. All right. BNB. All right. Right now, all of this is calculated at a $310 BNB value. All right. In the future, it could be worth more. You know, the more successful your blockchain is, you know, the more desirable those tokens are. You know, look at, you know, the Ethereum blockchain, look how much, you know, ETH goes for, you know, and then right here, this is going to be the best protocol and all of decentralized finance. There's probably going to be some demand to interact with it. Bertha, unstoppable, Terminator, constant buy pressure. That 5 trillion token mark in the liquidity pool will happen. You know, if, you know, Bertha just keeps on chugging away, that is going to happen. You know, so it's inevitable. All right. And guys, so just circling back to the quote, you know, math, this is all grounded in math. It's math money. Math makes the complicated things simple. So we were able to kind of see a glimpse into the future with math. And I think it makes decision making around which protocols you want to look at a little more closely, very simple, you know, in my mind. Okay. All right, guys, you know, thanks a lot for, you know, all the positive feedback that I've been getting from the community and everything. That it really means a lot to me. It kind of keeps me going, keeps me focused to make more lessons. I hope this gave you a little better, say, glimpse at the future, might make you a little more comfortable, you know, with whatever decisions you decide to do with your own research and everything like that. But it's exciting times in Elephant Money, you know, and I really appreciate, you know, all the support and everything that the community has given me. So I really appreciate that. All right, guys. So so check out, you know, check out more of my videos. Check out SK Crypto K videos, crypto questions, into crypto. We've all been, you know, really focused on creating like really good, valuable content for you guys. So make sure you check out all the YouTube content creators. Check out Medium. Medium has a lot of great articles. There's some very good content creators there on Medium that are really breaking down things from an investor's point of view. It's like super stuff. Okay. Also, guys, just if you joined my Herd Community Partner Wallet, okay, please either email me or shoot me a message, but I need your wallet address. All right. So I'll be able to enter you in raffles where I can give back all that. The trunk, 100% of trunk is going to go back to the community in the community wallet. All right. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Tune in next time. And until then, have a great day. This is Bailey from the EMH. I'm out.